Like Freaky Friday, but instead of the bodies, it's the panelists. Hello, I'm Jaydin Torres.
And I'm Gwen. Did somebody say the pumpkin-shaped Reese's are back? You're watching LaSalle's TV, home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine, where we've got you covered on everything LaSalle sports.
And later, Dejah got a chance to sit down with Ameerah Thomas from our club volleyball team. Be sure to stay tuned for that.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1, we celebrated National Coaches Day on Monday, a day to be thankful for all our coaches and the impact they've had on our student athletes and teams every day.
Number 2, Jacob Gardner from the men's track and field team was named the Atlantic 10 Cross Country Rookie of the Week.
Number 3, the Novacare Student Athlete of the Week is from the LaSalle women's golf team, Joelle Schaefer.
That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. The LaSalle women's soccer team dropped a 4-0 decision to Atlantic's 10 conference leader, St. Louis, on Thursday night at Robert R. Herman Stadium. After a scoreless opening half hour, St. Louis broke through in the 32nd minute to take a 1-0 lead into halftime. The Bilkins then pulled away with 3 goals during the second half to put the match out of reach. LaSalle generated 5 shots on the night, continuing press despite the strong defensive presence of the league's leader, goalkeeper McKenna Yareks stood out in the net, recording a collegiate career-high 8 saves against a relentless St. Louis attack that fired 25 shots, including 12 on target after a tough road loss to St. Louis on Thursday. The women's soccer team bounced back with a strong performance at home, battling Loyola Chicago to a 3-3 draw on Sunday afternoon at McCarthy Stadium. The Explorers showed resilience through the match, overcoming an early 2-goal deficit to earn a hard-fought point in the Atlantic 10 play. Loyola took a 2-0 lead midway through the halftime, but LaSalle answered in the 40th minute when freshman Caden Williams put the Explorers on the board. The offense stayed hot after the break as sophomore Alexis Garcia tied the game early in the second half, and Justice Hallenbach put LaSalle ahead in the 62nd minute with her third goal of the season. The Ramblers found the equalizer late to force the draw, but the Explorers' balanced and attack fighting spirit stood out. Senior goalkeeper McKenna Yareks made 7 saves in another strong outing to help LaSalle secure a point at home. With that result, LaSalle moves to 5-5-2 overall and 2-2-1 in conference action.
LaSalle's men's soccer fell 1-0 to Davidson Wildcats on Wednesday afternoon. With the loss, the Explorers moved to 1-4-6 overall, while Davidson improves to 4-5-2. The only goal in the game came in the 30th minute when a player from Davidson slipped a low strike past LaSalle senior goalkeeper Tino Canese. The Wildcats outshot the Explorers 22-9 overall and 7-4 in shots on goal. LaSalle's best opportunity came in the 62nd minute when junior defender Sasha Rambler header was denied by Davidson's keeper. The LaSalle men's soccer team battled to a 1-1 draw against VCU on Saturday night at Sport Brackers Stadium. The Explorers earned their second conference point of the season thanks to a late equalizer from freshman forward Julius De Vries. VCU struck first in the 28th minute to give the Rams a 1-0 lead. The hosts dominated much of the first half, outshooting LaSalle 16-3. but senior goalkeeper Tina Knies kept the Explorers in contention with 5 key saves to limit the deficit to 1 at half-time. LaSalle's persistence paid off in the closing minutes as De Vries found the back of the net in the 86th minute off assist from sophomore forward Pedro Ambadou and junior midfielder Kyrese Lynch-Bailey, levelling the match to 1-1. With his second goal of the season, Knies finished the night with 6 saves while LaSalle recorded 10 shots and 4 corners. VCU held a 20-10 advantage in total shots, including 7 on goals. With the results, the Explorers moved to 1-3-6 overall and a 0-1-2 in Atlantic 10 play, while the Rams sit at 3-4-4 and 0-1-2 in the conference.
The LaSalle field hockey team fell 6-0 to city rival Drexel on Friday afternoon at the Vittles Athletic Complex. The Dragons jumped out early to an early lead, scoring 3 times in the first quarter and holding a 5-0 advantage by halftime. LaSalle continued to battle throughout, showing fight and resilience against a strong offense effort from Drexel's goalkeeper. Abby Boggs stood tall in cage, recording 10 saves as the Explorers' defense worked to slow the Dragons' attack. LaSalle's best scoring came late in the third quarter when Matilda Richardson fired a shot on goal off a penalty corner, but it was turned aside to keep the Explorers off the board. The game concluded in a 0-6 loss for the Explorers. Then they played Rider University, going toe-to-toe in a back-and-forth battle on Sunday afternoon at Ellen Vangelis Field. The Explorers struck in the 10th minute when Jeannie Leguest found the back of the cage off a feed from Ruse Pasveer. After Ryder responded, Natalie Foreman regained the lead for LaSalle in the 18th minute, making it 2-1 before the teams entered halftime. Deadlock at 2-2, LaSalle continued in its strong play after the break, and Sear Burns put the Explorers back on top in the 45th minute with her team leading 4th goal of the season. But a late goal in the 4th overtime period lifted the Broncos to a 4-3 victory.
The LaSalle cross-country team competed in Paul Short Run at Lehigh University on Friday morning. The men's team finished 30th overall in the college goal race with 848 points, while the women's team secured 24th place with 685 points. Junior Melder led the men, placing 135th in the 8K race with a time of 24 minutes and 45 seconds, followed closely by senior Charlie Hazlitt in 146 in a time of 24 minutes and 48 seconds. Sophomore Dylan Stoneman was the 3rd finisher for LaSalle in 176th place, while sophomore Callum Murray and junior Matt Hill rounded out the scoring in 199th place and 287th place respectively. In the open races, freshman Jacob Gardner and senior Chanel Muir both placed in the top 20 for the men, with Gardner finishing 12th in a time of 24 minutes and 20 seconds, and Muir finished in 20th in 24:31 seconds.
On the women's side, my friend Gwen Good led the Explorers with a strong 35th place finish in 23 minutes and 34 seconds. Junior Helen Usher followed in the 131st at 21 minutes and 30 seconds, with a senior Neve Morlai just behind in the 136th after finishing 1.3 seconds later. Junior Stella Hammond took 203rd, and sophomore Amelia Green closed out in the scoring 248th place in the open races. Sophomore Cara Caplino led the way for the LaSalle women in the open race, placing 49th with a time of 22 seconds and 22 minutes and 23 seconds.
The LaSalle rugby team traveled to Connecticut on Saturday afternoon, where they fell to Quinnipiac 53-0. Quinnipiac came out strong, racing to a 43 lead in the first half with a series of quick, well-executed tries and strong defensive pressure that limited LaSalle's attacking chances. Despite a determined effort from the Explorers in the second half, Quinnipiac maintained a control of the match, adding 2 more tries to seal the win. LaSalle continued to battle until the final whistle, showing resilience and teamwork against a nationally recognised programme, and will look to build on the experience as they prepare for their next matchup.
The LaSalle women's golf team turned a strong showing at Everett Parker Memorial on Sunday and Monday, finishing 6th overall with a team score of plus 123 across 2 rounds at Lakeview Country Club. Samantha Song led the Explorers, firing a 9+81 in the opening round to finish tied for 11th overall. Nina Okanvano and Hannah Gammons followed closely, placing tied for 24th and 27th respectively. Gammons was one of the 2 Explorers to record a birdie during the tournament. Jewel Schaefer and Sarah Doherty rounded out the blue and gold lineups, placing 30th and 35th. Schaefer, who has been nominated for NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week honors for her strong performance at the Autumn's Harvest earlier this week, continued to impress in her debut season.
Wow, we've had a lot of sports, a lot of different variety: golf, hockey, cross country, rugby, football, well, soccer, my fault. Let's start, I think, with the soccer. Yep. We've both been there. We've seen the games where they've come from they're losing, but then they try and come back in the last few minutes. Don't know why they do that, but I think they continue to do that, and that's like their pattern, or they kind of get momentum in the last 20 minutes. I don't know. What do you think of the goals and the statistics? They're doing well drawing and losing, not too good at winning.
Yeah, if they were able to just keep the energy they have in the final 10 to 15 minutes of the game, they would actually be having a really, really good season, having more wins and everything. But it's just a matter if they could keep this up during the whole 90 minutes instead of just...
I think they have got some impact players that come on at halftime, which could change the flow of the game, and that does have an impact on it. And maybe they get fresh legs and that helps. But I think they have to knuckle down on the first half before, if they want to at least do well in the conference, because at the minute they're not doing too well.
Yeah, if you do if you're a final 10 minutes team, you're not going to be doing the best all season.
Exactly. And then quickly on field hockey, this is also, they've got a trend of they always lose quite badly, like they did last weekend, 6-0 against Drexel, and then on Sunday, that's on Friday, and then on Sunday they somehow, have a bit more energy or momentum, and they're closer to win, or they're drawing at least. Yeah. I don't know if that goes back to their training or...
Yeah, maybe it's just a little, just you just got something on your chip. You're just oh, we just lost bad. Let's go in here and try to, go and finish this and get a win.
I think so, yeah. They definitely I think when they go to Sunday, they probably have a bit more of the grit to win. But the games on Friday are a bit more important, so hopefully they can switch that around. We'll see.
Yeah. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, we go on the sidelines, see our interview host caught up with this week. You won't want to miss it.
Essential workers essential.
We keep where you work and live clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your families to eat.
We help you heal when you're sick.
Essential workers help our nation run. You're in every corner of our country and come from all over the globe. I'm Marty Walsh. The Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor helps ensure you receive the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US-WAGE.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Labor. When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at cisa.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
Welcome back to SportsLine. For our On the Sidelines interview this week, Dejah brings a club team to the desk to talk a little bit about volleyball.
Hello, and welcome back to this segment of On the Sidelines. I'm your host, Dejah, and today we have Ameerah Thomas from our women's volleyball team. How are you doing today?
Hi, Dejah. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Thanks. So you first started here 4 years ago, we could technically say, because you're a senior this year. You started our women's club volleyball program. How was that starting out?
Starting out, it was exciting. I would say I started off my sophomore year. It definitely has developed and blossomed into a great club on campus, I would say.
That's great. I know I see you guys practicing all the time. How was just starting from the beginning and having to deal with the difficult things that come in the beginning of starting a team?
For me, at least, starting it up, it was a lot of paperwork that I'm not used to. So that was pretty difficult, getting accustomed to. It was also my first leadership position as well here at LaSalle. So getting accustomed to being a leader, getting accustomed to having the paperwork that comes with, starting a new club was a lot.
Yes, paperwork is definitely always the hardest part.
Yes.
So when you started here, was there a coach, or were you coaching and being an athlete?
When I first started, I would say my first semester and a half, I was actually coaching and being an athlete. But thankfully, we do have coaches now.
And how long have these coaches been here with us?
They have been here, I would say, I think they came in the end of my sophomore year, so spring semester. They definitely were here for my junior year, for sure.
So how do they add to our team?
They are amazing additions. I could not do it without them. They take all the heavy lifting off of me with practices, helping girls, be better at volleyball, hone in their skills. And they're just like a great addition to the team in general.
Yes, I agree. I agree, I've met them. When did you realize that volleyball was the sport for you and that you wanted to continue playing when you got to college?
I think I realized that volleyball was the sport for me very early on, I would say in my middle school years. But I think I realized that I wanted to continue playing in college was around my sophomore year when I decided that I wanted to have something on campus. I wanted something that, I was interested in, and there wasn't a program here that, was already started, so I decided that I would start it.
Yeah, that's so nice that we have a volleyball program. I love volleyball, so I was so excited that you started a program. So you mentioned that it started back in high school. How was your high school experience playing volleyball?
Well, I mean, I don't know if some of you guys know, but me and Dejah actually went to high school together, but it was okay. It wasn't the best experience. I had a lot of in and out coaches. Each year there was a different coach, so there wasn't much consistency in high school. So I definitely wanted to implement that here when I started the club, consistency and making sure people got what they wanted out of volleyball, because I didn't in high school.
Yes, that's definitely what makes or breaks a team, consistency, and having the same coach throughout. So you're a health science major. I know that can be very busy in the nursing, nutrition world. How do you time management? What does a day look like for you?
That's a great question. I would say, going to class, obviously, and then making sure I take out time to study, but also to be there for myself. Being a student leader with volleyball and outside of volleyball, and being a health science major, it can get really hectic. And making sure I take the time to do self-care and to, be with myself is very important. So I would say, doing a calendar, journaling, planning also helps as well.
Right. And what keeps you motivated to do those things?
I would say what keeps me motivated is my long-term goals, knowing that I want to be a nurse, knowing that I want to give back to the community, and eventually teach, and just keeping that in my hindsight.
Right, yes. Long-term goals definitely keep you pushing.
Yes.
What are some team communication goals that you have for your team as a captain?
I want us to be able to bond more. So communication also happens on the court and off the court. I would say for off the court communications, for us to like connect more as a team, feel more like friends and like, as a family than just team players. Whether that's through, bonding events or us just talking on campus, us being friendly with each other. And then on the court, it's very important to have communication there as well, which is where the coaches and practice comes in.
Yes, communication is a big part of sports, like
It
all
is.
sports as a whole.
Yes.
So knowing that we're versing teams this year, what's one of the top schools that you're looking forward to versing this year?
I am so excited to verse St. Joe's. We got to verse them last year, and I couldn't go. So I'm super excited to go this year.
Oh, really? I hear they're a really good school. Is this
They are.
true? Do they have a lot of tall girls?
I don't know. I didn't go, but like, I don't know. I heard they were really good from like my other players.
Yeah, they have a really good athletic program too. So.
They do.
But we do have a chance this year. LaSalle has a chance.
Yes.
We have a good defense.
We do.
So just a little fun question. What's your pregame go-to song?
That's a great question. I wouldn't say song. I have a playlist.
Okay.
And it's
What's
like
the vibe of the playlist?
it's like my Jersey mix. Like very upbeat, very like dance, like
Yeah.
I feel like it gets me in a good mood. It gets me like up and going. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I agree with that. It keeps the spirits high, especially
Yes.
right before game, because you definitely need that to keep the energy up.
Yes, I agree. It gets hard when you're nervous and you're like anxious about a game. So definitely having an upbeat playlist helps.
Yes, and when you have a crowd too, it's very nerve-wracking.
Oh my gosh, it is.
I believe that. And what would you say your spirit animal is?
That's a great question. I would say my spirit animal, like low-key, I'm a black cat. Like, I love black cats. I feel like I just give cat vibe. Yeah, I just love
How else
cats.
do you resemble a cat?
I feel like, I'm very independent, but I still, I still love, being there with my, person. Like I'm a home cat. I'm not like a stray cat. Yeah, I'm a house cat. So I'm like a lap cat, but I'm still very independent.
Yeah, not an outside LaSalle stray cat.
Yeah,
in
not-
townies. And then lastly, if you could have any superpower that would benefit you on the court, what would it be and why?
That's a great question. Any superpower that would benefit me on the court and off the court?
Yeah, on or off the court?
I would say, I feel like I'm already like very strong. My first thought was like perfect aim. Like perfect aim would be so helpful on the court.
Yes.
To have perfect aim. I think perfect aim is the only thing I can think of, which is crazy because like that's not even really a superpower.
It could be your superpower that you invent, because I
That's
know
true.
your serves are very strong.
Thank you.
And scary. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for coming out and speaking with me today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
No problem. And I hope you guys have a great season.
Thank you, thank you.
And we're going to go back to Jaydin and Gwen.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all of this week's upcoming games. Stay tuned.
Children exposed to poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children with good air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this, providing filtration technology to school children with poor air quality through the Clean Air for Kids program, helping kids to breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, removing barriers to learning, reducing sick days, and increasing test scores. This is all key to environmental and climate justice. Find out how you can help at IQAirFoundation.org.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of LaSalle sports, so here's what we can tell you to look forward to. Field hockey will have a will host Lock Haven at home Friday at 11 a.m. Then they will travel Sunday to Mercyhurst at noon. Men's golf will finally have their tournament Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at the Bucknell Invitational hosted by Bucknell.
Men's soccer will host Loyola at 1 p.m. at home, then prepared to host Arcadia Tuesday at 6 p.m. Women's soccer will travel to Washington, D.C. to play George Washington. Lastly, men's and women's rowing are back at it Sunday to compete in the Navy Day Regatta. That I'm excited for. I love watching the rowing. It's very interesting. I don't get what's going on. There's just a lot of shouting, little boats, but it's always good to watch, and I love going down to the river.
Yeah, I want to actually go to that. I haven't, freshman, I haven't gone to a rowing yet, so I'm looking forward to that and actually want to be able to, because I know some people on the team I want to go support.
Yeah, nice. Maybe this Sunday then.
Yeah. Who knows what the Sunday schedule is going to be looking like.
That's you.
Oh, that just wraps it up. That just wraps it up for us this week. If you can make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLineLTV. We welcome you to send your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Jaydin Torres.
And I'm Gwen. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.